Dude, this is cool.
Yeah, you
There's a
see
lot,
you see the vision there. You see the vision, right?
dude, 100%. Yeah. And like the arrangement feels very like it feels very developed. It's not just like drop, breakdown, drop type of thing. Like there's a lot of different kind of sections, a lot of stuff to keep it interesting, a lot of like melodies and breaks and yeah, man, really nice work.
Yeah, did what I could, what I had there.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. Yeah, I think I mean, yeah, I just want to jump right in. Like, so let's maybe start with the kick and the bass and then um there's definitely a couple things that I want to try and hit on as well, but let's try and get through obviously everything on the list. Cool. So first thing that I'm listening for and kind of like looking for, and I can just hear it like on my speakers, I can tell that there might be an opportunity for more separation between the kick and the bass. Like I kind of hear the tail of the kick and the beginning part of the bass kind of playing on top of each other a little bit. And I can tell on vision as well. So if we play like one of the drop sections,
I don't wanna play by the house rule.
so this is our kick right here. It's kind of this
Right.
like L-ish type shape. And most of the time we want that to come in and just like hit nice and consistently every single time. And you can kind of see, and sorry, this is the bass in between. So we have kind of our kick, then we have our bass that's coming in and hitting, and then we have our kick again. You can see how like this one has this kind of like big blob at the bottom. That
Hmm.
means that the tail of the kick and the beginning part of the bass are starting to kind of play at the same time, overlap a bit. And in this case, they're in phase, which is a good thing, but it means they're adding together. So like the waveform of the kick and the waveform of the bass, they're kind of going up and down at the same time, and we're getting this like jump in volume. So we get this like really loud kind of spike in sub volume, and that's what this is right here. On a different kick and bass hit right here, you'll see that it kind of like phases out. So we actually get a little bit of silence. So we want to make sure that the kick is coming through kind of nice and consistently every time. So let's take a look and see if we can make that happen.
Cool.
All right, and let's see what we got for the bass stuff
Play
here.
by the house rule.
Okay, cool. I'm just gonna map this to my keyboard really quick so I can just pull it up. Cool. Okay, so this is the main bass. There's no other kind of
Right.
like sub layers or anything like that. That's
No, no.
sweet. Yeah, so that's what I was looking around for. So let's see what we can do here. Let's take a look at the side chain. Okay, cool. And I'm just gonna duplicate this, and we'll just call this new main bass. Okay, sweet. And it kind of depends like what kind of bounce we want. Like the two directions that I'm thinking of taking is separating at the sub so we can have the sub really nice and side chain, have like a long side chain against the kick where, they're just not playing over each other at all. Um, and have the top part, so kind of the part that we hear of the bass, to be not quite as side chained. And that way we get like a really nice kind of clean sub into our sub bass, but the top bass we can kind of do something different with, and we can kind of mess with how much actual like pump and bounce we want on it. The other option is we just kind of like maybe go with one kickstart or like one bass layer instead of separating it out. And we just make the side chain a little bit more intense so that we still get more separation, but maybe less so than if we were going to separate the sub and the top bass out. So I kind of want to just see like what they're feeling like vibe wise, like pump wise. I'm
Right.
interested in the bounce right now. Okay, and to kind of make our lives just a little bit simpler here, I'm just going to start with one kickstart.
I don't wanna play by the house rules. I'm just gonna do what I want to do. I'ma do it like you're supposed to. Get it down with the old school. Ain't wasting my time with the fake fools. Not hanging around for the bad news. I don't wanna play by the house rules. I'm just gonna do what I want to do. I'ma do it like you're supposed to. Get it down with the old school. Ain't wasting.
So that to me, right, to get it kind of like out of the way that I want
Mhm.
to get the sub out of the way, we're kind of just losing too much of the top bass. And so I think in this instance, I'm going to separate them out. And we kind of have like a really long kick and a really long sub. So this is why we're going to just kind of go in and see if we can make a little bit more space for each one here.
Okay.
Sweet. So I'm just going to first hop up to the kick. Yeah, we got a nice long kick, and if we want to kind of keep it nice and long like that, then we'll just have to go into the bass. So this is usually how I'll separate it out. I'll figure out where in Serum the actual sub is coming from, and then I will kind of like isolate that. So I'll show you what I mean. So it's a little bit of detective work. I'm going to solo each of these oscillators, which is what's generating all this sound here. And I want to
Okay.
see where the sub is coming from. And I have an idea because this is -2, this is -1, this is -2. Let's see. Okay, so we have a little bit of sub coming from oscillator A. I don't imagine there's much from oscillator B. Yeah, because it's an octave up. And maybe some from, not really much from oscillator C. So really where the sub is coming from is pretty much oscillator A here. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate this one more time. We'll call this new main bass top, and we'll call this new main bass sub. So for this top layer, basically we want everything. We want all the bass except for this lowest octave here, like this lowest note that it's playing. We just want to have that separated out so we can sidechain it more heavily. So what I'm going to do to accomplish that is I'm going to go into this wavetable editor here, and I'm just going to minimize the fundamental frequency. You'll see like the waveform changes
Right.
here. Right now, we kind of get rid of all that sub stuff. That's what this harmonic here, that's what that was doing. That was like representing all the really subby information. So now we don't really have like that really, loud sub note that we had before.
Right.
That one right there. Cool. So we got rid of that. Perfect. So now this kind of top bass is really only playing the top of the bass, which is exactly what we want. Now this, we're going to do the opposite with. We can pretty much turn these two guys off. We don't necessarily need them because we already have them in our top bass layer. And really the only thing we need now in this sub layer is only the sub frequency.
I see.
Right? So now we have them separated out. That's fantastic. And we can have like a really drastic sub at 100% on our sub bass to make sure it's out of the way of the kick. Right now we get this really nice consistent kick drum hitting. That's exactly what we want.
I see. Way cleaner.
Yeah, way cleaner, coming through nice and clean, right? And now with the top kick, we have a little bit more like leniency because we don't have that super low sub note that's gonna like phase out with our kick drum. We can be a little bit lighter on kind of the side chaining that we have going on. So let me see here. You had the shape a lot closer. I think it was even like it was something like this for the top bass. And we kind of want to do this one like with more context. We want to do it with the rest of the track playing so that we can really try and like dial in the vibe of that like bounce we're giving it. That's feeling pretty good. Like we could go more or less if we want to.
I don't want to play by the house rules. I'm just gonna do what I want to do. I'ma do it like you're supposed to. Get it down with the old school. Ain't wasting my time with the fake fools. Not hanging around.
Right? And this is kind of like where your taste as a producer comes in.
Right.
When we're trying to dial in, like we've already got the sub taken care of. The sub and the kick are working a lot better now. But now we kind of want to dial in like how much of that like classic house pump do we want in this song, right? Like if we want something really drastic, we could go.
Hanging around for the bad news.
But we kind of just already established that we don't want to do that. We probably want something a little bit tighter.
I don't want to play by the house rules. I'm just gonna do what I want to do. I'ma do it like you're supposed to. Get it down with the old school. Ain't wasting my time with the fake fools. Not hanging around for the bad news. I don't wanna play
Yeah, that's feeling pretty good to me. And like, absolutely feel free to go in here, change this a little bit, change maybe the shape to try and get like a different bounce if you want to try those. But I think as like a starting point, this is probably a good spot to be. Somewhere like 92, 93, 94% kind of felt good to me.
I don't wanna
Okay.
play by the house rules. I'm just gonna do what I want to do. I'ma do it like
Right? And we get that kick coming through nice and punchy and consistent every time, which is sick.
Awesome. And for that second base, I need to do the same thing, separate those out as well.
That
That kind
which
of
base would that be? This one here?
27, yeah, yeah.
27.
house rule. Yeah, I'm down with the down with the. I don't wanna play by the house rule. Yeah, I'm down with the down with the. I don't wanna play by the house.
Yeah, I'd probably do the same process for it. And like it'd be great practice too to try it on that one.
Okay.
Sweet. Cool base. Yeah, I like it. It's got some of the down sample. Yeah, I love that. So, I'll leave that one to you. And
I don't wanna play.
let's get the kick and the bass like levels, see if we can get those situated from kind of a mix perspective as well. Okay, so I'm just gonna drag and drop like a Mao P track or something in here, and then we'll volume match them and see what we can do.
Awesome. So do you think this plugin is worth getting?
Vision,
Yeah,
100%.
100%. Okay.
Yeah, and I'm not like you need to get this plugin type of person. Like I am very much so the opposite. Like don't buy plugins. But especially for like what for people even like myself who's in like a treated room, like it's so helpful to be able to hear or sorry, visualize your low end the way that you can on Vision 4X. So it only becomes more important the worse your listening environment is, right? If you're like producing anywhere except for like a really dialed in studio, super helpful to be able to visualize what's going on with like your kick and your bass.
Okay.
And it's not an expensive one either. It's like $40. I think most times it like goes on sale all the time.
Okay, cool. Well, I'm gonna have to pick that one up.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Cool.
It's in like probably my top five like desert island plugins. All right, sweet. So we got people talk, people sing. Maybe we'll do just beats from the underground too. We'll get three Mount P tracks in there. That'll be a good reference. And I just kind of want to get these in here to see what his kick and bass relationship is looking like when the tracks are volume matched. So when they're playing back at the same volume, how loud is their kick relative to their bass? So what I'm going to do is line up a part of the track that is similar to a part of yours in terms of instrumentation. So here we have like a vocal, we have like a little kind of synthy thing going on. We have the bass,
I don't wanna play by the house rules. I'm just gonna do what I want.
some of the drums in there. So I want to find like a part of this Mount P track that has similar instruments before I volume match because everything that's playing in the track is going to contribute to that volume calculation. So we want to make sure that we have like similar stuff in ours compared to the part that we're comparing in theirs.
I don't wanna.
Okay, perfect. So they got like a little bit of vocal stuff in there. They got the kick, the bass, and I think this is a pretty decent spot to be able to.
I don't wanna play by the house rules.
You know, what we could even do is check maybe a little bit farther along.
Play by the house rules. I'm just gonna do what I want to do. I'ma do it like you're supposed to.
Okay, sweet. So we found similar sections, volume matched them. It looks like it turned down the Mao P track about 7 dB. So now we should be playing back at similar volumes. And I want to see on Vision what their kick and their bass look like.
I'ma do it like you're supposed to.
And you can see how his kick's coming through nice and consistent every time.
Right.
Love to see it.
House rules. I'm just gonna do what I want to do. I'ma do it like you're supposed to.
Okay, and I'm just going to adjust Vision here a little bit so that we get a little bit more information. Like it's hard to tell when they're both just dark red, like how loud things are.
Right.
But if we kind of get like right on the verge of like another color, then I find it's easier to tell. So right now we're kind of like orange, yellow, kind of like just a hint of red.
I don't wanna play by the house rules. Getting down with the old school.
I think the kick's in a good spot. Let's look at the bass now.
By the house rules. I'm just gonna do what I want.
So I'm gonna do the same thing where I'm just gonna adjust it till the bass is just coming through a little bit better.
I'm with the old school. Ain't wasting my time with
Yeah. So this is great. This is why we do this. So we can tell that our bass is quite a bit louder than theirs when we play it, right?
Right.
I'm kind of looking here, here.
like you're supposed to.
So I'm just gonna go to our sub level or our sub bass here and just turn it down a little bit.
I don't wanna play by the house rules. I'm just gonna do what I want to do. I'ma do it like you're supposed to. Old school. Ain't wasting not hanging around for the bad news. I don't wanna play by the house.
Dude, that's feeling much better.
Absolutely.
Crazy.
It's
eh?
crazy how one literal thing and you can't. Yeah, it's crazy, dude. It's insane.
It's nuts, man. Yeah, it's like literally just getting the side chain dialed in and then getting the levels dialed in, and it feels like it's so much closer. You know what I mean?
I don't wanna play. I'm just gonna do what I want to do. I'ma do it like you're supposed to. Get it down.
Yeah, that's feeling good, man.